Okay, we are live and very good morning. And today is the second match of the ongoing Women's Tri Nation ODI series where India will take on South Africa. And it was a winning start for Team India as they beat the host Sri Lanka, but quite convincingly. But today, as an Indian fan or maybe whatever you can say, but we are expecting a good fight from at least a good challenge for Team India when we're considering that South Africa might put up a good fight. Welcome, Trishadi. But Trishadi, considering the squad and all, the conditions and all, are we, really going to get that kind of a challenge from South Africa in these conditions? What we are expecting that India might face some good challenge today.
No, I'm not expecting that India will face some great challenge today. I've always said in the ODI format, I think India would be right up at number two, probably not even at three. It's in T20. I would say India is a little behind England, but in ODI format, I would say it's Australia, India, and there's
Mm.
barely any other competition. And then add the spinning conditions to it. You will barely see any real
Spin threat.
competition. But yes, of course,
Mm.
there can be individual brilliance. And South Africa,
Mm.
anyway, Snehashish, the problem is South Africa does not have its backbone in Marizanne Cap. That's there.
Mm.
While a lot of
Big.
people might argue that it's not like Marizanne Cap is the best player against spin or anything of that sort. But Marizanne Cap is a fighter. She will not go down without challenging you. So that's a big thing. While I have no doubt that Woolward will adapt to the conditions and probably play well, but my only question is, um, again, with no Marizanne Cap in the side, isn't it all about Laura Woolward? Um, and then to deliver every single match becomes a problem, and against spinners who are in form, because in the first game itself, Indian spinners have shown what they're made of. So overall, while I'm expecting them to challenge India more than Sri Lanka has done, I'm not expecting them to overhaul India, to be honest.
Yes, absolutely. And in these conditions, we all know that India are the favorites going into this Tri-Nation series. And if any of the matches, India losses, that would be a very upset kind of a thing. So moving on,
Absolutely.
moving on. What you mentioned that Marizan Cap is not there for the viewers. Just we're letting you know that Marizan Cap is not injured or something. She has been given rest ahead of this series, and she is getting prepared for that main event, that World Cup. And the way
I'm
she's
scared
getting
to see
prepared,
her.
the videos that she's posting every day on social media, we are very scared. Me and Trishati every day discuss this. So what is she doing? She's preparing like she will take all the 10 wickets. She will score every match as 100.
And the look on her face, I have never met Marizanne
Full
Cap like
focus.
personally. Yeah, I would love to see if she is actually like that. But the intense look on her face, it's almost like I'm coming to get you. I don't care. I will score a century. I will get 10 wickets. I will destroy you. And I'm like, oh my god.
So that is a good news for South Africa fans that there is no such injury. She has been given rested because a lot of cricket. She just played the WPL also, so a few days, and then she will be back for the national team. But moving on, Trishadi, Laura Ulbert, the captain, leader, and a beautiful batter. There is no doubt about that. The cover drives
One
and
of
all,
your
but
favorite batters at that.
yes, absolutely. And but again, the main question comes at over dependency. If you see West Indies, there is a Haley Matthews and over dependency. Sri Lanka, same thing. Chamade Atabatu, if she scores, they manage to score around 200, 250, otherwise 150. And for South Africa also somehow, if Laura Wolbert scored those 70, 80, or maybe that opening partnership of Laura Wolbert and Tasmin Breed's work, then maybe South Africa can post around 200, 250, and then their spinners can put up a show. But that over dependency has been killing South Africa recently. Do you see this thing?
Um, Killing wouldn't be the perfect word, but yes, of course, you don't want the team to be over dependent on anyone. Because then what ideally happens is you are reduced to almost like your win is 70, 80%. You are unsure all the time. You're going out hoping and praying that the batter, your bowler you're dependent on works. Uh, so yeah, I mean, but again, I think South Africa knows that they have given a Marizanne Cap rest, so I don't think they're going to lose sleep over the fact that a lot is dependent on Laura Boulevard, because you know that there are certain pillars in the team. But what I would like to see is I think this is something that even Gulfard said, that yes, while we have given rest to certain players, important
Opportunity.
thing to check is how much is their bench strength, and that is
Mm.
exactly what Snehashish I want to see throughout the series. Not only against India, because again India come in as the favorites in this
Mm.
tournament, but in general, I want to see how much do the South African youngsters stand out or stand up and perform or put their hand up and say, "Oh, I'll do this and that," and adapt to
Mm.
the conditions quicker. Because that is where I think South African cricket will start improving. If you actually see it, while we can keep saying that South African team is completely over dependent on Wolford and Marizanne Cap to some extent, what I mean, it
Mm.
depends on them and their performance, but they have been doing well in ICC tournaments. They have been reaching the knockout
And
stages. They have been reaching the finals. So overall, to reach there also you have to defeat certain teams. They defeated Australia, if I'm not wrong, or
yes, in the
yeah,
semi-final, Australia.
yes, exactly. So you have to have a good team to do that. But can everyone, why are they
Mm.
dependent on Woolward and Marizanne Cap? Not because they don't have talent, but because these people are consistent. You don't see
Exactly.
consistency in rest of the players in South
Mm.
Africa. That is something that they have to work towards. And I think series like this, I mean, I always enjoy try series, because series like this is pretty inclusive and you get new stars performing. So I think we might see, I do feel maybe we'll see some of the South African spinners coming up.
Yes, absolutely. And as you mentioned, Trisha, that in that interview, Laura Ulbert said that there are some new talents that can make debut in this series. Obviously, Sheshni Naidu is there. She was there in the
Yes.
T20 World Cup squad, and then Mian Smith, another spinner, off spinner, and Laura says that in the training session she was getting a bit more spin. So that was good to see. Karabo Meso is there, another wicket keeper batter. So overall there are some new faces, but and that is a good sign for any team, that you have some talents coming up, and you have that chance to widen your pool of players ahead of a big event like World Cup. So that's a good chance, and hopefully they can utilize them, and if they manage to come up with some good performance, then it will be more than beneficial for the whole team management and Nora Ulvert as a captain. So that's a very good option for South Africa there. But the youngster of India, in the first match we saw, the Kashbi Gautam, the N. Sri Charani, they performed pretty well, considering their debut and all. Pratik Arawal, we all know, she is thinking that this is nothing. This is what is international cricket? This is
What is the
nothing.
fuss? Why do
Yes,
people
yes.
say international cricket is
Yes,
tough? What?
this is nothing. Yes, it is very simple. Just go out there,
Throw
bat,
throw
and
the
win
phone.
game. Simple. Yes, but but Trishadi, today a different opposition, and South Africa will come up with some different plans. They definitely watch the game, how they bowled and all, so they will have a different plan to attack them. How do you see, Kashbi and Charani going into this match? Obviously, anything special that you want them to do different from the first match?
I would like to see Kashmi actually trying out some more of her variations, you know,
Mm.
which is something I think she did not try in the beginning. I mean, in the first game, while it was
Mm.
not needed, to be very
Mm.
honest, it's not like she did anything wrong. But
Mm.
I always feel, since women's team gets, and I have been harping on this, that that you will get 5, 6, 7 matches going into the World Cup. So suddenly when somebody is hitting you in a spell, you are trying your Yorkers or the slower ones, there are chances that under pressure you probably wouldn't be able to execute them. So instead of that, and Kashvi has a very good Yorker. I think
Mm.
the first thing that had caught my eye about Kashvi was that Yorker, which she had bowled, I think in under 19 or India A, something of that sort. I
Mm.
don't remember exactly where, but I remember that Yorker. And the first thing I said was death over bowler for you. So even when probably it's not death overs and you're bowling in the power play, why not try out your variations and see how it's
Mm.
going, which ones you're comfortable with, which ones you aren't. Um, as far as Charani is concerned, I think she bowled excellently last game. Probably, look, it's not always when you're bowling superbly well that you get wickets, and especially when you have such quality spinners along with you. It's difficult to get 2 3 wickets because Neerana was on a complete roll.
Mm.
So I think I would just want Charni to go and do what she does best. She is very good. To consider that, um, and I think again this will be repeating that, that rev that she
Mm.
gets.
Yes.
It's superb.
Absolutely.
And
And
I
there are
just
many
hope
right-handed batters. There are many right-handed
exactly.
batters in the South Africa line.
Exactly. With Sri Lanka, I think it was different because there were a number of left-handed batters.
Mm.
That is where I think Sneh Rana was more significant. While I'm
Mm.
not saying that Sneh Rana will not be important against in, South Africa, but definitely I think Charani will find or make life a lot more difficult
Mm.
for South African batters.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Okay, some comment are already there. Can India, okay, Prince of World,
Don't sit and read the comment yourself. Show us.
Yes, can India get dominant victory against South Africa?
Yeah,
Dominant?
they can. Why not?
I think if India bowls first, I think there is a high chance of getting a dominant victory because they will bowl
Interesting.
out maybe South Africa for a
Yeah,
low score and then
yeah.
they can
I
get
agree.
that
I
thing done.
agree.
Yes. Okay, Pooja is there. Pooja is here with a question.
Yep.
Pooja is there. Do you think this Uday World Cup is the last World Cup for Harmanpreet Kaur?
I can answer
Session.
this, Pooja, but in Twitter I will be trolled. But I'm not going to shy away because of that. Yes, I
Yeah.
think it should be. Ideally, looking at her physical, and when I say she might not be injured, Snehashish, but half the time we see her going off after one of the innings because of the knee injury. She's struggling. In one of the innings, you remember in WPL when she was playing a longish innings, she started struggling with the knee. So the knee is definitely not holding up. And the other indication was, I think, the last game when you could see Smriti was way more involved in
Mm.
setting the field, and you could see her waving her hands and all that. I think Harman is slowly passing on the baton because even she has realized probably physically it's getting out of her hands.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, with the batting, she has done, she did well in the WPL also, but I think fitness has been a concern. And this is not is and this is same like Pooja Bhartaka since the T20 World Cup 2024. Fortunately,
Absolutely.
she is playing. Fortunately, at least Harmanpreet is playing, but Pooja Bharstakar is out. I'm not talking about our Pooja. Pooja Bharstakar is out. Yes, Pooja Bharstakar is out till now. But but Trishadi again, I think we talked about the Kashmi Gautam and Charani did well. Srehana also was superb. But Dipti Sharma, we talked in the postman's live also that Dipti looked a bit flat, but
Yeah.
by the end of her spell, she looked in a good form. So how do you see, against a top quality opponent today? I think she will come up with a better performance. What do you think?
I know that knowing Deepthi, I know that she loves challenges. So,
Mm.
and also she doesn't like going wicketless. So today she'll definitely
Mm.
come up with certain plans. Um, but the only thing is, I don't know, Snehashish, if I can put it this way, I kind of feel Deepthi has lost a lot of the zing she had, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
She was never a huge turner of the ball. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to tell you is, every time Deepthi had the ball, she made it talk. I feel
Mm.
the whole talk around her batting, the way that part has been handled, has started affecting Deepthi the bowler as well. Because what happens when you are not batting early, top of the order, then you're almost not contributing as a batter. The other part that is clear is you're not now Deepthi is not an all-rounder in the team. And if Deepthi is not an all-rounder in the team, whereas Deepthi was a vice captain at one point, so you have to be
Yes,
that good a bowler to stake a claim in the team, stay in the team, and be the vice captain of the team.
exactly,
So
exactly.
that pressure is mounting on her, and she's not young. So she knows
Mm,
that probably the moment Herman goes out, if Smriti is the captain, and
mm,
for her to remain the vice captain and to stake a claim anywhere, she has to be one of the topmost. Otherwise, there are people who are standing right there. There's a Jemima Rodriguez. Think of this: if you're Smriti Mandana, you've worked so hard, you've played so much and so well, but there can be a chance where, because Smriti and Harman are almost in that era where maybe Smriti doesn't get captaincy for enough number of matches, and that could very much happen. So Deepthi, if Deepthi doesn't now be the best bowler in the team, Deepthi cannot stake a claim as a vice captain at all. You know,
absolutely. And when she became the captain of UP Warriors in the recent WPL, then this talk came that okay, then there's a chance maybe that she might be the new captain of Team India if Harmanpreet leaves or something.
I don't think
But
so.
right now, yeah, but right now with this performance, because we have to be a performing captain, not a non-performing captain, right?
And
So
I won't be surprised if we soon see Deepthi being dropped in place of Sneh Rana.
mm,
I mean, you probably cannot have two off spinners. You have to
yes,
choose at one point.
and
And
Snehana has improved her batting also compared to her.
see, if you ask me, who will give you 20 runs in 10 balls, Deepthi or Sneh Rana? On
Snehana.
current form, absolutely on current form, the way Deepthi has batted and the way Sneh Rana has batted, you will go for Sneh Rana. Who is
Snehana.
giving you wickets? And it is not only about the last game, it is also about
Yes.
WPL. So
Hmm.
Sneh Rana is the more performing player.
Yes.
That is where I'm saying, until and unless you're the best, you cannot stay at the top, and you cannot expect in a team like India, and especially when you are a spin bowler, because India
Hmm.
produces spinners dime by the dozens. You know, you cannot really expect to remain at the top until and unless you keep performing like that. And it's
Yes.
not easy.
Absolutely.
Why do you think people keep talking about Mithali Raj and Julan Goswami? Because they did that at that level for 20
Hmm.
years constantly. It's definitely not easy, but
Not easy.
it is what it is.
Okay, Pooja has another question and very good
Hmm.
question. Priya Mishra did nothing wrong to be dropped. She has to be the first person in the bus for ODI World Cup. I think in the first match live we are discussing this same thing. Yes, Tushad.
I have no idea. I have no idea why was Priya Mishra dropped, because it seems very stupid to me. She was, and the problem is, again, now if you select her for the England tour and she does not perform well, you have a underconfident bowler for
Mm.
nobody's but your fault, nobody else's fault.
Point.
If you're expecting a Asha Shobana to come back and suddenly start ripping the ball, does not always happen. You have to understand, coming back from an injury is not easy. Coming back from an injury is actually tougher than making a comeback in the Indian team by performing. So there are a lot of things that I feel at times the team management, the selectors, the right people miss out on.
Mm.
This is where, see, Priya Mishra was just settling in the team. You get her in this tournament, and because there is grip and turn in Sri Lankan conditions, she might end up getting wickets every match, or 4 5 wickets, 6 wickets. And then, even if she had a series which is better than average, not she does not need to have a good series, but a better than average series would have completely pushed her confidence up. And now you don't know, the when you if you take her to England, there is an if there as well. If you take her to England, what exactly happens? Because English conditions are not really spin conditions. So if they're not spin conditions, you're not giving the young bowler any help. And if that's the case, then of course the problem is, she comes back, she has no
Mm.
confidence, and then you don't know whether to have a leg spinner in your team or not during the World Cup.
Absolutely. And the main thing is whoever bowled well in Australia, they got dropped. Or be it Arundhati or
This
Priya
is a
Mishra.
very interesting thing. I mean, what is the thought process? And then I think if I am Sneh Rana, I'm wondering, if I keep bowling well, does that mean I'll be dropped?
Seriously. Okay, Prince of World, I have a question. Then what about comeback of South Africa after tough India 2 last year?
What about that? I did not get it.
Yes, I also did. I think if you are saying that South Africa did well in ICC tournament and all after that series, I think then obviously they did, but I think the format is different. That is what Trishat is saying. That in this format and in these conditions, I think South Africa might
I'm
struggle
not
to give.
saying South Africa will be 50 all out, right? I'm just
Yes,
saying that I don't think South Africa will post 300 and then make it tough for India. That's
yes,
all
yes,
that I'm saying.
yes. Okay, this was my next question to Trishadi, and Prince of World also, has asked the same one, that Harlin Deol, she struggled a bit. She was not getting that time and all, but still she remained not out and managed to get through. But today, will Yastika get a chance in today's match instead of Harlin?
Doesn't seem like it. I don't think so.
Yes,
I mean, if Hurlin had not scored those runs, you could have brought in Yastika. But now you don't really have a choice. I mean, she fought it out in the middle. She scored the runs. You cannot drop a person saying that, oh, the runs you made did not look very good. That makes no
mm,
sense. Ultimately, India won by 9 wickets, so Harleen Deol was not out, and she stayed on. So I think not only will you see Hurling here, it's almost to that extent that Hurling probably is your number three in the World Cup as well.
yes. Prince of World also said that because I think Harlin is not good choice for a number three batter.
I agree. I completely agree. I think your best number three batter is batting at number five. She's down there reeling at number five, and nobody knows why.
Yes. Okay, Pooja has a reply for Prince. Pooja says Harlin has been a better Uday player in terms of stats, strike rate, and everything. Yastika consume a lot of dot balls and put much pressure on the batter playing alongside her. At rate Prince. Okay, so they are having their chats
They're
with.
having a separate show for the. No, but Pooja is right. Pooja is right. If you see
Yes,
the
the
numbers,
point
she
is superb. Yes.
yeah, and that is why I'm saying it, I have never thought it should be Harleen versus Yastika. I've always thought it should have been Jemima Rodriguez. And I
Mm,
actually find it very funny because when Mithali was there in the team and she would come at number four and number three was a conundrum, then I remember a lot of people saying that Herman deserves to be at number four, at number three Jemima should come out, but because of Mithali being there, their numbers are being toiled with. But interestingly enough, Mithali has retired now almost June 2022, and this is almost June 2025, close to three
yes.
years. But you
Mm,
still see us struggling with number three. Hudman has come up to
mm,
number four. I don't know who and what is the reason that Jemima is not a permanent at number three. If the point is that she's not scoring runs, give her a longish rope. That's fine. I
yes.
just think they have toiled a lot with Jemima's batting order. That's where you see all the inconsistencies.
Absolutely. And in the WPL also we saw the same. That is
Absolutely.
why she's struggling.
Yeah,
Okay, Prince of World and Trishadi, India has used the most number of debutants in World Cup circle. Is it a good sign?
absolutely not.
Mm,
Absolutely not. It shows how confused we are, and how we are actually not handling it well. I mean, I have always wondered that why are we handling debut caps every series, but we are just trying out bench strength. Can you think of it that tomorrow, when the World Cup begins, we will start complaining about the fact that India has not fixed their best 11 probably because probably India has not got so and so matches. But the
mm,
truth is, there were so many series we have still not got into that mode where we know number three, number four, this that role clarity. I still see that role clarity lacking. We are still discussing whether Yastika and Hurley in our should be at number three, and we are correctly discussing that because none of them
Hmm.
have really stamped the authority and said, "I am the number three." Nobody has been able to do that. So I think that is where it's a problem. That every tour we are trying someone new.
New.
I don't know if there's a complete vision that is there, or it's just that if you play well, you are in.
Hmm. Okay, Pavan Suresh is here. I think India women will win easily against South Africa women. Okay, we have to say that.
I
Mm,
think so
okay.
too, but it's at times, a little scary that the confidence with which we are declaring that India should win easily. पता चला post match में आके हम लोग बोल रहे ये क्या हो गया हमारे साथ जज्बात
More
बदल
topics to
दिए
discuss then. If India loses, more topics are there. Yes. Okay. Pooja also saying the same, that why are selectors constantly bringing in new players only before the World Cups? Like, why do they have to test playing 11, keep a consistent one like Australia?
Yeah, but we can't blame the selectors alone. The captain, the
Mm.
coach are also there, and it's not like uh, they kind of don't know what's happening. Probably they have seen a few players and wanted them back or wanted them in the team. So that's there. But yeah, overall, I don't know what is the thought process of the management, because in a World Cup year, I would not want them to experiment so much and give so many debut caps. For example, see, the biggest example is now you have a Charani, now you have Snehrana back, now you have Deepti Sharma, and suddenly you have dropped Priya Mishra. What are you thinking? Will your combination be two off spinners and one left arm spinner? Because left arm orthodox is also off spin, so you're not actually bringing in a world of
Like,
difference here. Whereas you have a leg spinner who you should have developed, I don't know what you're doing. So there are a lot of
especially
questions which,
Asha Subana not being there due to injury.
yeah, I mean, Asha Shobana has also been injured for years now.
That is a different kind of a. I think we need to do a show that what happens when you get injured in Indian women's cricket team.
They
There is
just
no
don't come back.
certain nothing. They just get injured and you forgot them. But don't ask when they will get
Don't
fit.
ask. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, okay. Pooja has come up with a suggestion. Any chance that we bring in Shefali and ask Pratika to bat at number three?
The whole management,
Hmm.
selectors, Harman, Amol Mazumdar, have seemed to move a little away from Shafali, to be
Hmm.
honest. For
Yes.
Shafali to actually make a comeback now, she probably has to score hundreds in every single match. And I thought she had to be very honest, she had an average WPL, because
Yes.
ultimately, in some of the matches that it mattered, she probably did not get runs. What
Hmm.
she needed was a orange cap um, WPL, where something like the 2016 Virat replica WPL to actually make a stake and make a comeback. So I think I don't see her making a comeback in the near future.
Yes, well, we have discussed on several shows that considering her ability, it is nothing new that she will score those big hundreds in domestic cricket. With all due respect to all the bowlers in domestic cricket,
No, no,
with Shefali,
absolutely.
yes,
She's a once in a
she will
generation
score for
player.
fun.
How
Yes,
many people have made that? Yesterday, Rohan and I were having this conversation. I
yes,
said
yes, yes,
that
yes.
the youngest players to make debut for the Indian team was
Shefali.
obviously Sachin Tendulkar and Mithali Raj. At one point,
Mhm.
they made their debut 16 years, 205 days, and then came Shafali Verma, who broke the record with 15 years. And well, you never know. Vaibhav Suryavanshi might break that too. And
Oof, what about?
but for you to be there at that age, you have to be that good,
Yes.
and Shafali is good. So while
Mm.
domestic bowlers must be fantastic, but 70, 80 in a domestic game, I don't count. If Shafali gets 70, 80, I would be like, yeah, big deal. Get me the 130s, 140s. Then I will think of it. That I think
Yes,
even the selectors probably are coming that way. But in general, I've seen the attitude towards Shafali not being there seems a little negative there.
absolutely. And WPL was the main stage for her. I think in the tournament, if you,
Absolutely.
she was able to finish the games for DC, won the tournament for them and all. I think that could have helped her to get back a place in that team
It
India.
is finished the matches also, but the bigger problem here lies in the fact that she didn't look convincing in every single
Hmm.
match. That's the problem. It was not like she was dominating the bowlers every time she was coming out to bat. And if that does not happen, unless you do that, for you to make a comeback with Pratika scoring would be unfair on Pratika.
Hmm. Exactly. And Pratika scoring like this, so you cannot tell Pratika,
Yeah, I
okay,
mean,
you go down or
we
you
can
get
always
dropped.
say
It's
that
very
Pratika
harsh.
scored against Ireland, but it's not Pratika's
Yes.
fault that India is playing Ireland.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean, when India is playing Ireland, Pratika can't run to Australia and say, no, no, I will score only against Australia. I will not score against Ireland. You can't say that, right? So she scored against the opponent that you have provided.
Yes.
You gave her Sri
Absolutely.
Lanka, she scored. So ultimately, you have to understand that now it is not only about Shafali coming back, it is also about the fact that Shafali has to come back in somebody's place. Who is that? I
Hmm.
don't see Smriti Mandana being dropped, even say if she has five bad series in a row. I don't see her being dropped. So if
No.
that is the
No
case, then
chance.
there is one place, and Pratika and Shafali are fighting for it. Pratika is scoring runs at the international level. Shafali is not scoring runs at the
Domestic.
domestic level consistently, and not even in WPL consistently. तो फिर वो बेस ही नहीं रहता है ना भाई.
Okay, Prince of World. Is there a chance Jamie to bat at number three in the World Cup like they made her to bat at number three in the T20 World Cup? Before the T20 World Cup, she used to bat at number five in T20 format also. Very good observation, Prince of World.
In the T20 World Cup, she was not supposed to bat at number three. No, the captain was supposed to bat at number three,
Yes.
and then in certain tough situations, she was sent up the order. I don't know. I mean, I always feel that Jemima in the Indian team is treated like a potato in Bengali household. You know,
KL Rahul,
and I'll explain.
same
Huh?
story. KL
Yeah,
Rahul, same story.
KL Rahul. Yes, in the men's team, KL Rahul. And when you will ask that what I mean, it is that potatoes can be used in all sorts of subsies. So our mothers, when they don't have any sabzi, or when they don't know what to cook, they would then say, oh, should we do potato and so sabzi, because it's quick as well. It's the same thing with both Jemima Rodriguez, and correctly said by Snehashish Kale Rahul. At number three, go and bat. Oh, there's a problem at number five, Jemmy, go and bat. So Jemima is a floater to another level. uh, you never know, she might come up at number three. I would love to see her coming out at number three from today itself. Don't think that's happening, but yeah, I don't mind if she comes out at number three, but I mind if suddenly, in a semi-final she's sent at number three, and then she fails, and people jump on her saying, "Oh, she only creates reels. She only sings songs. She doesn't cricket seriously." It's not like that. You have to understand that a player has to get used to the position that they're playing, the playing style that have to be.
Exactly.
At number three, your playing style is not the same at number five.
Exactly. And
So
you get
those parts
prepared
have to
for
change.
that in a different way. You get prepared for
Correct.
that in a different way.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay, Pooja is saying looks like semi-final exit or group stage exit, same old trauma for every for fans every single World Cup. No, no, Pooja. Home World Cup. We'll try our best. Trishadi is silent. Trishadi is just silent.
Um, I don't know. The last time India played in India, it was a sorry state. It was the
Yes,
2013 World Cup, and we had a
yes,
group stage exit even
yes,
after starting superbly well with West Indies against West Indies. I think Trish Kamini and somebody else also scored. Poonam Raut. I think, scored centuries. It was a fantastic
Mm.
beginning, which came down to a very very poor campaign. So
Yes, okay. India have won the toss and opted to bat first. So that's the news. Okay. Okay. The team is
yeah,
there
Sun
also.
is out. I think the best conditions will be batting first, but also since there are rain predictions in the second half,
Hmm.
well, interesting.
Hmm. Okay. What so yes. Okay. I think we have to check the team. Is there any change or not? Okay, we'll check that. But as of now, as I said, that India have won the toss and opted to bat first. So let's see how they do with the bat. But any more comments? Would Okay, Pooja saying Jamie will not bat at number three as our team constantly struggle to finish matches.
She's not wrong, and you and I both know she's not wrong. And you and I both know that Jemima is at number five not because cannot fit in at number three.
Yes,
We need someone at number five to finish the matches. So I think
exactly.
Jemmy is doing what is needed of her from the team, but then again you
Exactly.
have to understand. I don't think her batting style suits number five. She needs a little
That
time to settle in
that's the
and
point.
then go after the bowlers. And I also think her batting at number three could, when India bats first, especially could really put India into a strong position. She can be that person who bats through. I think that would help, and that would also free up Harman a little more, you know. And Harman can go in for her shots.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And at number three, she has that technique in any format of the game. She has that technique, and she can do pretty well.
Absolutely.
I think if she could have continued to play at number three, if the management would have decided, she would have scored more 100 as of now. I think many more hundreds she would have
I
scored, right?
completely agree.
Okay. Prince of World saying Indian management spoiling the Indian players' career, I think, and also spoiling the best Indian team. Best Indian team?
Um, have they actually found out the best Indian team is a good question.
Hmm.
Um, but spoiling the Indian player's career to some extent, I kind of agree with him, because if you have put so much uncertainty in everybody, where is Tita
Hmm.
Shadu going with all the injuries and being in the team, being dropped from the team? Ask Arundhati Reddy uh, how she is feeling. The insecurities will be creeping in if you okay, honestly speaking, when Renuka comes back next series, does
Hmm.
Arundhati stay or does Arundhati go? Does Kashvi stay or Kashvi go? That is where there are a lot of uncertainties, and that is where I think you can see performances of the likes of Deepti Sharma, and a number of even Jemima. I think Jemima has not been managed well. Richa at one point, why was Richa being sent at number three, for heaven's sake? So
Hmm.
you have toiled a lot with a lot of players, and that is where I think I kind of agree with Prince of World.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, here are the playing 11s. Let me read it.
Please tell me
For
that
India,
India has improved.
there is no change. There is no change for Team India. Shriti Mandana, Pratika Rawal, Harlin Deol, Harmanpreet Kaur, Captain, Jemima Rodriguez, Richa Ghosh, Wicketkeeper, Dipti Sharma, Kashvi Gautam, Sri Charani, Snehana, and Arundhati Reddy. So there is no change. Same playing 11. For South Africa, Laura Ulbert, Captain, Tasmin Beats, as expected. Lara Goodall. Lara Goodall came in a replacement for Anneke Bosch. Anneke
Yes,
Bosch is not there
yes.
due to illness, so she has come back and she has got a place.
Mm.
Karabo Meso, the wicket keeper. Sunelu, very important player, I think, with the ball, with the bat, finisher role. Anil Direction, Nadine De Clark, my favorite player, Trishari knows. Chloe Tryon, Non Kululeko Malaba, Ayabonga Khaka, and Masabata Class. So that is the playing 11 for South Africa. I think Malaba, I think those 10 overs will be very crucial in these conditions. I think she has that experience and she is the, I think, most experienced spinner in this lot, I think, in this squad.
Yeah, I was exactly checking that, and I was
Mm.
thinking. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Chloe Tryon also becomes a little significant. I would be
Mm.
interested in that as well. Uh, but kind of feel that they have a very, very one-sided kind of bowling
Try,
attack.
we try and I still don't understand what what kind of a contribution she brings to the team. I know she can bat, she can bowl, spin and all, but do you really
Ideally, she's
think that
supposed to be
Chloe?
the finisher. Ideally,
Yes,
she's supposed to be the finisher.
yes, but still not that kind of a power hitting she has. What
No,
I
no,
have
of
seen.
course not. Of course
Yes,
not.
yes, and even if you see in WPL, she didn't get a single game. I think for Mumbai Indians, she was there with the Mumbai
Chloe
Indians.
Tran now has two WPLs without probably playing even a single game. And poor Meg
Yes,
Lanning is
yes.
playing for 3 seasons without a WPL.
Even three finals, still no
Yes.
WPL. Okay,
Somebody last day
but
was telling me about trophy luck, and I do think when
yes.
I read these things, I think that is what it strikes me. Because Meg Lanning has been so important for the Delhi team, has so much of contribution, but she has no trophies to show for that. On the other hand, if you go to Chloe Tryon, she can't really boast that I have won this match for Mumbai, but she has two trophies.
Yes, that is the harsh truth. You have to accept it and move on. but
And that is
but
the
Lara
reason,
good on.
Ashish, but when I'm saying this, and that is the reason I do not agree with the fact that when somebody says that until and unless you have a trophy, your legacy means nothing. Because if you're
Mm.
telling me that Chloe Tryon is leaving a bigger legacy at WPL than Meg Lanning is, then you are on to something, and I don't want to smoke that.
Yes, absolutely. But Tushar, a very big opportunity for Lara Goodall just before the World Cup. They got an opportunity at number three, very important position because Anneke Bosch, fantastic batter, and I think is a very good player of spin. I think South Africa will definitely miss her.
Absolutely. I think that is the bigger part that South Africa will miss. Having
Mm.
said that, yes, you're absolutely correct. This is the best time for Lara to actually come and put that, what do you call that? Kind of
Grab that
share,
opportunity. Mm.
yeah, grab that opportunity and show that I'm right there. The moment
Mm.
Bosch probably is a little off form or a little out, would- I'm there. That
Mm.
sort of a thing, because it's very important when you are not in the first scheme of things. Whatever little opportunities you get to put it forward and put it in the management's mind that what, you're correct. I'm right there. But it's not like I always have to be at the bench, because I can come in front, I can play. And remember that South Africa will be looking at players who perform in this series, because these are the conditions that you will get in the World Cup in India. uh, and if there is hybrid, then probably there will be some matches in Sri Lanka as well. So if there are matches in Sri Lanka, then what else do you want? You have already played in the venue. I think that is what Laura also said in the
Mm.
interview, that this series is fantastic and is important because the subcontinent conditions, we are getting subcontinent conditions, we're getting chance to practice. But there is one thing that Laura Woolward really needs to practice, I think, and today makes it clearer. She needs to practice the toss. That's all.
And she accepted that in our interview
Yeah.
that I need to work on that, especially considering the World Cup in India, the due factor and all. Okay, Ramaji is here. Good morning, Ramaji. Finally, I read an interview about Pratika somewhere. In that interview, she said that her coach helped her so much. She said her coach said of the field mindset reflects so much on the field, on field performance. Okay,
रामाजी
you can.
आप प्रतिका के
Yes.
कोच के इंटरव्यू पढ़ लो रेव स्पोर्ट्स में जाके.
हाँ, वही है. ओके. एक सेकेंड हो गया. नेक्स्ट और कुछ है. पूजा सेइंग इंडिया गोइंग विथ सेम 11. यस पूजा.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Ramaji saying my two favorite players Pratika and Laura Ulvad are playing today. Okay, Ramaji, good for you. Okay, Ramaji. Okay, Ramaji, come up with a good, big suggestion. I would say I want Meg Lanning to be our head coach after this World Cup.
Don't think Meg Lanning is interested. Why would you need Meg Lanning?
Hmm. Yes, I think Pooja has a reply for that. Meg Lanning losing DC final and started to feel bad for losing. If Meg joins Team India as coach, she will face trauma with group stage exit.
Yeah, she will not know
Yeah.
what to do because when she was the captain of the Australian team and when she played, she just doesn't know what is group stage exit. She will be
Yeah.
like, what? So we are not
That's a
playing
new thing
at the
for me.
finals? Yeah, she'll
That's
be
a
like,
new thing
what?
for
We are not
me.
in the semis? What? We are not playing the finals? No trophies? What are you saying?
Pooja is on fire today. Pooja
Yeah.
is on fire. Yes, but Trishadi, so Shruti Mandana is coming out to bat obviously for India. Do you see Malabar starting in the initial overs? Left arm spin.
I hope so. I want to see her
Mm.
start.
What Sri Lanka didn't do, what we're discussing.
Yeah. In fact,
Mm.
I would love to see the young spinner bowl. Not even
Uh,
Malaba. I would love to see. Ah, how bad am I?
I think
Oh
Chloe
no.
Tran. Yes,
Sorry, Chloe Tran is there. No, I
Tran.
they
Yes,
have to go for
left arm.
Malaba.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Then Malabar. Yes. Mm.
See, that's what
Because
I'm pointing out. That the
mm.
problem is South Africa does not have variation. Sunelu off
Mm.
spinner, Chloe Tryon left arm spinner, Malaba again left arm orthodox.
Exactly. Even the young spinners that we're talking about, that Laura Olber also
Are all
mentioned,
off
they are
spinners.
also off spinner. Yes. So there is no such wrist spinners or something. So that's an issue that the variation is not there because I think in a team, if you have that variation, you have many options according to the conditions. Then you can select your players and they can perform. So
Yeah.
that's an area that I think they will hope that they can improve. But overall, Tushari, considering the playing 11 and all, so India are the favorites. There is no doubt that India are
Yeah.
starting this game.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I think almost all the comments are done. This is okay. Asim Hans is here and he has comment something. One second. Uh, Wait. Just now I completed all the comments. How three, four comments come together?
Asim
Okay,
Hans is
Asim Hans.
Pratik on the verge
Prats
of. Uh,
breaking a world record today. Okay, to beat Charlotte, it was to become the fastest 500 runs in ODI matches. Can she do it today? She needs at least 6 runs. 6 runs. Yeah, I think she will do. Hopefully, she will do.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte Edwards, New England head coach.
New
Okay,
England head coach. England's new
sorry,
head coach.
England new head coach. Sorry, New England is
But
different.
you know what, Snehashish, they would expect a New England. Considering their Ashes
Yes,
performance, they would
New
they would
England in
expect
quotation.
it. And I believe that you will see New England.
Hmm. Even Ellis Perry said this somewhere that congratulations to Charlotte Edwards, and I think she has worked with her in WBBL. I think so.
Yes.
She said that yes, she said that I know that what Charlotte Edwards can bring, and I can understand that in 6 months' time, this England team will be much different under her. So if a player like Ellis Perry is saying something just after the appointment of someone, I think there is something that can happen. So let's see in the World Cup how they
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Okay, Ramaji saying Pooja and Amanjot are our current best fast bowling all rounders, but they both are not getting enough game time. Is it enough to go only with spin bowling all rounders for this World Cup?
How will Pooja get any game time? She's injured.
Yes.
Um, Amanjot
And when
may
and
be
when she can
struggling.
get fit, nobody knows.
Oh, that is a mystery. We are still contacting Hercule Poirot and Miss Marple to come and solve that, or a Feluda or a Bomkesh
Me,
Bakshi
me and
or
Trishadi are searching
person.
for that right person. We are unable to get
Yeah,
him.
exactly. We are searching for that right person. We are still not able to get the right person to tell us when these people could be back.
Yes.
But no, I don't think it will be enough to take spin bowling all rounders for this
Mm.
World Cup. I do think Amanjot needs game time, and I do think she'll get the game time in the
Yes.
England series. Probably not in this
Hmm.
series.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, okay. I think Asim done. Okay, Pooja also has the same question. Thoughts on Amanjot Kaur can contribute with bat, ball, and field when we have our why bring in Kashbi?
No, no, Kashvi is a proper pacer. Amanjot is not a
Mm.
proper pacer. So, and with Renuka not being there, with Pooja not being there, I think, and if you honestly see, I don't think Amanjot is like for like substitute for
Exactly,
Pooja,
Pooja.
whereas Kashvi is very close to that. So that is where I think Kashvi. It was expected if Kashvi had a good WPL, she would have been in the team. Had Kashvi not had the injury, she would have
Mm.
been probably in the Indian team one season before this.
Yes. Okay, Ramaji has an interesting question. For me, Snehashis, did you ask how Laura felt after being benched in WPL after her back-to-back poor performances? Will she continue with the same team for the next WPL? See,
It
Ramaji,
was
we
an
didn't ask
insult.
directly. Yes, we didn't ask directly this question, but she mentioned that though I asked that how much she has enjoyed playing in WPL so far because in all 3 seasons she has played for the same franchise and all. So she said that it's been a great journey. She has learned a lot, and then she talked about the chats that she had with Mithali Raj and all in the first season only. So she shared those things, and she also mentioned gently that although I haven't played that much of cricket, but still I played a lot of bowlers and understood the conditions and all, and that will help me in this World Cup. To get such a long time playing in India in a World Cup year, I think that will help me as a player. So that she mentioned. But hopefully, all this question that you are asking, hopefully we will ask in a bigger chat where we are planning
Absolutely.
yeah, about a bigger chat. And if we manage that, if we get Laura Ulbert for a bigger chat, then I think all these hard questions will be asked, and hopefully she will answer in a graceful way. So let's see.
I think she
Uh,
will. I think
yes.
Laura Woolward is an absolutely graceful player,
Hmm.
somebody
Yes.
who's graceful outside cricket as well. So I think she'll answer
Hmm.
pretty gracefully.
Exactly. Okay, Ramaji is saying Yastika should also need game time because if Richa gets injured, team would be in trouble.
That that will happen. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay, Ramaji is saying did Sneha super fast innings in WPL help her get a place for this tour? I think overall
Um,
performance.
I think she's here more because of her bowling,
Consistency.
but also consistently wicket taking
Hmm.
performances. But also, yes, I would say the batting did
Yeah.
contribute. Keeping in mind the fact that
And
Deepti
that
has not
and
been
that
scoring
too
a lot.
against Dipti Sharma's UP Warriors.
Exactly, and also you have to keep in mind that Deepti and Sneh Rana were not like for like because Deepti was the better batter. But
Mm,
currently, absolutely on current form, Sneh Rana is the more utility player than Deepti Sharma.
exactly. There is no doubt. Okay. Any more comments?
No.
Okay. No, this is no. Oh, nahi, nahi. Ache.
Oh, sorry.
Ramaji, Charani ahead of Priya just because of her being left-handed. Nah.
Charani and Priya are not even the same bowlers. Like, they don't bowl the same thing. One is a left arm
Exactly.
orthodox and the other would have been a wrist spinner, would have been very, very different. While I understand what you're saying, probably the angle of turn is same. But that does not mean that a left leg spinner and left arm spinner do the same job. So I don't think it's because she's a left arm spinner. I think it's one of those mysteries that are going to go down with this the whole management of
Exactly.
the
I think
selectors and the captain and the
I
coach.
think you can ask the same question about Mili Upadhyay. I think in the squad, why you have a Mili
Yeah.
Upadhyay? The same kind of
You
a
don't
left arm.
find a place for Priya Mishra in the squad, but you
Exactly.
find place for Mili Upadhyay and Charani,
Charan.
both
Yes.
in
Both.
that squad.
Still, I can believe. Okay, Charity did well in a WPL and she looked pretty well,
But
and in
she
all
has
the
also
domestic.
played 3 matches in WPL. If you choose
That
a
will also.
player who
That
is
will also.
playing three
Yeah.
matches in WPL, it makes no sense to me.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
And I would say this even if Charani is the best bowler in this tournament, by the way.
Yes. Exactly. Now all the comment. No, again one comment. No, no, done, done. No, done, done. No, no, no.
No, 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 no,
Ramaji is
no.
here. Ramaji is Smriti trying to play super fast like Rohit. Oh,
Yeah, she wants to reach 7,800 run mark quickly. I think because Pratika is there and Pratika is pretty stable, that's actually helping Smriti go after the bowlers.
yeah.
Um, the fact that Smriti does not need to be the watchful partner is
Hmm.
actually encouraging her to play her shots more. That's point number one. Point number two, if you see, because Smriti has certain very specific areas where she gets out,
Hmm.
the bowlers, the opponents are targeting those areas. And remember, Smriti is also strong in those areas. Smriti is one of those rare batters that actually is her strength is her weakness and her weakness is her strength. So
Hmm.
that exactly is the reason I think, the bowlers are bowling short to her because she has a habit of holding out to short balls, but she's also extremely good against short balls. So that is where she is able to score runs because that is the only way bowlers can get her out. And you don't want Smriti Mandana to settle in because once she's settled in, you're not. She's a class act, right? Um,
Point.
and as I said, I think Pratika being in the form that she is, Pratika being able to carry the team, carry the momentum forward, even with Smriti getting out, has helped Smriti to come out and express herself more.
Exactly.
This is something that one should understand, that when you talk about the strike rate of a certain player, you have to understand whether that batter has batters before and after her to be able to go and express herself. So that part is also very, very important to consider.
Yes. And you were talking about strike rate IPL going on. Only one person's picture came into my mind who always talks
Virat
about
Kohli.
strike rate. Who always talks about strike rate. Virat Kohli does it on the field.
Oh, Sanjay Manjrekar.
Yes. Okay. Rupali Bhatia agreed that Shefali has been going through a rough time. Yes. Yes. And
But the
okay.
best part, a philosophical lecture in the morning, I'll give you a philosophical sentence. The best part about rough time is it does not exist forever. The worst part
Yes.
about good times is it does not exist forever.
Oh, I think one more comment, not more than that. Okay. Okay, Ramaji, I feel sad for Jamie as she is not getting enough game time. Yeah, if you tell her to
I'm not
bat at
even
number
feeling
five.
sad. I'm actually a little apprehensive, to be honest.
Mm,
While yes, India will go into the ODI World Cup as favorites, but the problem is if there are important matches and suddenly Jemima Rodriguez finds herself in that position where she has to take the team through. She will receive a lot of criticism for not being able to do it, but then this game time will come back to bite her actually. Not having the
yes,
game time. That is.
yes. Rupali Bhatt also commented that still Shefali is having a rough time, but still I think this series would be a great chance if she could have tried. But again, as Trishadi and me both mentioned that she didn't have a very good WPL where she faced a lot of good quality bowlers. In domestic cricket, according to her ability, she will score.
Also, in place of whom? Pratika has done well in the last series also.
Exactly. Exactly. Ramaji is saying Jamie needs more game time to build her confidence back after her not so good WPL. But how can you give that confidence by batting at number five?
You cannot. She
Yes.
should be up at number three. She has to be up
Why?
at number three.
If you chase around 150, how can we expect your batters to get out, early so that she can bat? So it's
Yeah,
not
I mean
possible.
that would be yeah, that would be a criminal offense to think that let the batters get out.
Uh, mm, okay. Okay, Orito is saying no matter how many runs or how fast Shriti scored, she has to bring her A game in a knockout game. So we know how brilliant she is. Not everyone can become the wisdom cricketer of the year.
Well, I think under pressure, scoring
Yeah.
is something that Smriti needs to still manage. That is something she still needs to work on, because we have seen when RCB was down, RCB was not getting victories in the home leg. You
Mm.
did expect Smriti Mandana to do a little better, but she was not able to really, come up and show the class act that she is. That is where I think she still needs to work on the fact that whenever she is under pressure, or the team is under pressure, she has to come up and perform.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, now the comments are done and the match has also been started. Already two balls bowled and one run scored also, I think. So that is it. Thank you for joining in, everyone. For such lovely comments and all. And definitely we'll come back with the post match live. Hopefully a good match waiting, because as we all expect that this is a series to get prepared for the World Cup. So the better challenge that the opposition give to Team India, the more good preparation will be for them. So that is the main
Absolutely.
aim, and hopefully South Africa can give a better challenge at least, than what Sri Lanka did in the first game. So let's see how it goes. Thank you, Tushar. Thank you, everyone. Please join in for the post match show. Thank you.
Thank you.